Hello folks and welcome to Friday's edition of Magoo Sports News. It's been not too bad a week of sport, few results to tell you about, but it's the weekend that's coming up that's going to be amazing. This is the weekend show and I am Magoo, so let's get cracking and have a look. So, a few big pieces of news coming out this week. First and foremost, I'll start with the football. I'll go through the results of what's been going on. The Under-21 European Championships. Spain beat Belarus, but only after extra time. Belarus actually went 1-0 up, and they are a very good Under-21 side, so bit of a shame. Spain went through though, that was more than expected. In the other semi-final, Switzerland beat the Czech Republic 1-0. Now you've got to remember this is the Switzerland team that won the Under-17 World Cup 2 years ago, so a lot of these players have come through into the Under-21s. Switzerland might be one to watch for the future, but anyway, they won 1-0, they're through to the final, so Spain will play Switzerland. CONCACAF CONCACAF Gold Cup, USA beat Panama 1-0, close game this one. Honduras got beaten by Mexico. I mean, to be honest with you, Mexico and the USA are the two powerhouses of the CONCACAF region, so you wouldn't expect much different. So it's going to be Mexico against the USA for the final of that. Now into the Under-17 World Cup. This is turning out to be not a bad tournament at all. Some great young stars playing, some great games on. Now, Germany have already qualified, they're looking strong for it. Brazil have already qualified, again they're looking strong. Now for England are actually in there and they need to beat Uruguay. They drew 2-2 with Canada, which was a bit of a shock result. They won the first game, so what it means is that they don't have to win their last game to qualify for the next round, but they want to win to avoid the likes of Brazil and Germany. So if they beat Uruguay, they win their group and qualify as top. Now into the news for the football, and Chelsea have got themselves a new manager. Andres Villas-Boas has been named, as we all expected. Now begs the question, was he the second choice? Chelsea seem to be wanting Gus Hiddink for a long time. Now, were there complications in Hiddink's contract with Turkey? If so, was Villas-Boas second choice? Which means Gus Hiddink has only got 1 year left of his contract with Turkey. So once he finishes that, and if Villas-Boas doesn't win anything this year, which a lot of people expect, will he get sacked and bring in Gus Hiddink? Who knows? The question also is, why would they pay the £13.2 million for the release clause? It's going to be an interesting season with him in charge. It's good to see him there, good character. We've lost, obviously, the charisma when Mourinho left, but good to see him back. And hopefully have a good rivalry with Wenger and Ferguson. And the other big news was Ashley Young has signed for Manchester United. It was pretty much all done and dusted, but just needed the signature, and that's done now. So Man United certainly setting out their stall to make sure they win the league again. And that's all the football. So the tennis, and Wimbledon continues obviously. Andy Murray won his first and second round. Not amazingly 100% convincing, I might add, but still nonetheless he's through. A lot of the great players say that it takes about a week or 3 or 4 matches to get into the tournament and start playing your best stuff, so it's never good to hit the ground running. So he basically won the first match. He lost his first set but then came back and won literally, I think it was 15 games in a row, which is pretty unbelievable. So his second match was basically in straight sets as well. Rafa Nadal, Djokovic and Federer are all through. Nadal and Djokovic though, they're looking the stronger out of the 4 guys. They basically hammered each opponent. Federer struggled a wee bit in his first round match, but he managed to get through. Again, don't hit the ground running. No shocks as yet, all the seeds more or less through. A couple of the seeds in the 20s went out, but they weren't grass court players, so that's not a big shock. And the Junior Rugby Union World Cup. Semi-finals were on Wednesday and it was a great semi-finals. England beat France 33-18. The actual game, it was a lot closer than what the score predicts or says. England basically were defending, and France, they were within 5 points of England, and France actually scored a try. Well, they thought they scored a try, but it was a forward pass. But they were unlucky. It was really close, but then England scored a try really late on to kind of make it look a bigger margin. And in the other semi-final, the big one, New Zealand, Australia. And New Zealand came out on top 37-17. Interesting match because Australia came out and went 7-0 up. But then, yeah, as you can see from the scoreline, 37-7, that was pretty much it. It was all one-way traffic after that. New Zealand were much more skillful. I was going to say they're a lot bigger, but they have a smaller pack these days. They went for more sort of speed and skill. So it's going to be England, New Zealand in the final. And that's all the sport that was this week. So, looking ahead to this weekend's sport. I know it's probably raining with you guys, so let's make sure we've got plenty to watch. Get your calendars out and a pen, mark these down. Under 21 European Championship final, Spain versus Switzerland. That's on at Saturday night at 7:45. Watch that one. CONCACAF World Gold Cup final is on, USA versus Mexico. I wouldn't recommend this one for two reasons. One, it's at 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, as in Saturday night. And USA versus Mexico, I mean, the only person really to watch out for there would be Chicharito for Manchester United, but I don't know. If you fancy a late night, watch that one. Now, the Under-17s World Cup final continues. It's the last games of the group stages before we get into the business end of the tournament. Watch out for England versus Uruguay. That's about the only game I really say to watch out for if you're an England fan. That's 10 o'clock at night on Saturday. They need to win that one, remember. Other games to watch out for: Mexico, Holland, Japan, Argentina. That's Friday at 10 o'clock and Friday night at 1 a.m. Big one is Brazil versus the Ivory Coast. That's at 1 o'clock in the morning, Sunday as in Saturday night. Maybe worth watching out for that one. So what else? We got the tennis. That obviously continues through the weekend. Keep an eye out on that one, should be good. Formula 1, we've got the European Grand Prix in Valencia. Will it be as exciting as the last one? You'll just have to watch and see. I tell you one thing though, guaranteed no rain because it's in summertime in Valencia. Rugby League. Now this is a big weekend for Rugby League. All the top clubs basically meet each other. The top 8 contenders. You've got Warrington St Helens, that's tonight, 8 o'clock, big match, watch out for that one. You've got Catalans Dragons versus Castleford Tigers. Now this is a 4-pointer because they are pretty much neck and neck, these two guys. Castleford need to win to really keep up their chances of maybe finishing in that top 4 to avoid the relegation playoff. And then we've got Wigan versus Huddersfield, 2nd versus 3rd. It doesn't get much better. That's on 5:45 on Saturday. The Castleford Catalan Dragons game is at 7:40. Watch out for that. It's going to be a beauty. And that's we've got more sport. We've got the golf, basically. BMW International in Munich, that's the European Tour, and the Travelers Championship in Connecticut, that's the USPGA. Again, a bit of a, after such a big tournament in the US Open last weekend, it's kind of a low-key thing. Maybe watch out for it Sunday afternoon for the final few holes. And that's all the sport we've got coming up, so enjoy your weekend. Now, viewer comments. This comes from Boom, and it's a very interesting one. Basically, he says, even though Rugby League has its problems, like a complicated playoff structure, etc., what do I think of the problems and the shambles of FIFA? Well, to be honest with you, have you not been watching my show? I've been complaining about FIFA for ages. I think they are an absolute disgraceful organisation. Basically, they are a bunch of corrupt idiots who have used the popularity of football to make money. Now, they came in a long time ago, and I suppose it's the English Football Association's own fault, because they had the chance to be involved with FIFA, and they kind of took a step back and said, no, this is our sport, we don't want you. So FIFA then went off and recruited all the countries in the world, made it a global sport, and of course, look at what they're doing now. So the big question is this Jack Warner problem. He was going to be interviewed and investigated by the FIFA Ethics Committee, but now he's basically resigned, so that means he doesn't get investigated, and FIFA put out a statement saying he's presumed innocent, which is a whole load of crap. I mean, come on, we all know they're a bunch of corrupt idiots, But what can you do? They're an entity on their own, and if a government ever interferes with them, they kick the country out of their organisation. And they're in Switzerland as well, so they have no culpability to the European Union or anything, so they've got it basically perfectly set up for what they do. My solution to this is get the big countries like England, Italy, France, Germany, Holland, Spain, and then likes of Brazil and Argentina to break away from these guys, form their own new organisation that is only for football, not for money making. Now, an interesting point I want to make here as well is the IRB, which is the the governing body for rugby union. Now, I think they are doing a great job at the moment. They basically are making rugby union as popular as football, and it will get there, but they need to watch out. They will have the same trials and tribulations as football if the sport gets so popular. Money will come into it, but they always have the World Cup in one of the big nations, which is what it should be. The World Cup is only every 4 years. You've got to keep it in a nation that's, as you could say, a rugby nation or a footballing nation in football. Don't start putting it to these countries that don't give a shit about football. Excuse my language, but I get a bit upset with these things. Anyway, interesting discussion. Thanks for the comments, and hopefully that cleared it up. So folks, thanks for watching Magoo Sports News. That's everything for Friday. I hope you go off and enjoy your weekends. There's plenty on, so get off and watch that. I'll be back on Monday, and we'll have a look at what went on at the weekend. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye now.